Bad girl make you wine to the bass, nah, nah.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. What's up? Big up on yourself. I'm Monique if you don't know, and I've been living in Japan for 2 years, guys. So today we're going to be doing a story time about me coming to Japan, guys. And guys, this is a shortened version of the story because it's so long and there were so many problems. And I'm eating this ice cream thingy. So in Japan, guys, the new school year starts in March, and usually the hiring takes place in like November, September, early December. Yeah guys, so I first applied in December. So I think it was on Christmas Day, Jamaica time. I remember it was on Christmas Day. And I got back an email within, it was less than a week, guys. Guys, I love this. It's so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah guys, so after that I had a phone interview, and I don't remember exactly what the questions were, but they weren't hard. It wasn't anything that I had to think about. Then after passing the phone interview, I had another interview that I had to schedule, and this was some weird hours in Jamaica, guys. It was maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, so basically they were just trying to know me better, asking me certain scenarios like what would I do in certain instances. I think after that, like, they said that they're going to get back to you, and within 2 weeks they got back to me and told me that I got through, and they basically gave me a contract. I told them I didn't have any preferences. I wanted somewhere rural, but not too rural, because no, this contract was showing your salary and just some basic details. Then after that, guys, I had to upload my documents, so I scanned and emailed this to them. I think by February my COE was ready. And guys, if you watch my becoming an LT video, you would know that you need this to get your visa. So guys, it was ready, and then they sent it to Jamaica by express mail, guys. No, they gave me the tracking number and everything, so it got to Jamaica within like 3 days, guys. I went to the post office 2 times. They're saying that they don't see my letter. I called someone on the phone. They're saying that it's there, but when I go there, it's not there. And when I sent anybody to check for it, it wasn't there. Like 2 weeks passed with this back and forth situation with the post office, guys. It was so terrible. I was like beginning to wonder like what's happening, you know? So they keep saying that it wasn't there. It wasn't there. Luckily enough, guys, one day I went when a mature woman, I guess she is more experienced, she told me that it's there, but because of the type of document, it's one where you have to sign for, and like you need ID. That's why it wouldn't be in the regular mail. But I explained to them that it was an international mail and EMS. But I don't know, I guess they just didn't want to look. I don't know what's the problem with the post office in Jamaica. I don't know. But like, they really need to work on that, because it really messed up things for me, because it really threw me off, you know, because I already applied late by normal standards, and you know, I wanted to hurry because the training was in March, like I said. So when I finally went there to get it, I got it. Then I went to the Japanese embassy, guys. This was smooth. This went through smoothly. Yay! So I just went there with the passport size picture, a signed contract, my COE, and my travel plans, which I had in my mind. I just told them which route I wanted to go to. It wasn't even really like an interview thing, so I got it the following Friday. Maybe I went the Wednesday and I got it the Friday. Yeah guys, when I eventually sorted out my visa, it was too late. Like, the training had already started, so I missed that training, and school would have started. So they had to send a substitute to my school, guys. Now eventually, after everything was finalized, and I decided, okay, I bought my tickets, guys, the morning to the airport. So I bought a ticket from Jamaica to Atlanta to New York, because I bought my tickets through Delta Airlines, and their base is in Atlanta. So it was from Kingston to Atlanta to New York. And then I bought my ticket through Air China. It was New York to Beijing to Tokyo. The morning when I had flight, guys, I was running a little late. However, it wasn't very extremely late. But guys, that morning the traffic was so terrible, guys. It was so terrible. I don't know what was happening that morning. But guys, say for example, I think it was about a 10:30 flight. Like I would have gotten to the airport by say 9:32. And when I went to the counter, guys, the player saying that they've closed off. They closed off 1 hour before. No, I don't remember it being 1 hour closed off from the desk. I thought it was like maybe 45 minutes. I don't remember it being 1 hour, but I've never traveled with Delta before. Because I'm thinking if it was another airline, like maybe Caribbean Airlines, they wouldn't have been so strict. They would have actually allowed me to go on board. But they were saying that I would have to not check in any bags or some crap like that. And they were saying that they still don't want to do that because what if I go up there and I miss the flight? So I was like, okay, what are the options here? What are the options? So the only option I found was for me to buy another ticket. So they were allowing me to pay the difference for another ticket, guys. But the flight was not in Kingston, guys. The flight was in Mobile. So guys, my boyfriend took me to the airport. And there was this other man. He missed the same flight. So he was in the same dilemma as I was. So he was wondering what were we gonna do. So I paid extra for the other flight. I think it was maybe about $150 something extra I had to pay. And I was like, okay, I guess, and I had maybe 5 hours. I think maybe it was 6 hours. But you know, I would have to leave Kingston to go to Mobile first. Guys, so my boyfriend, we decided that the Knutsford Express was not leaving soon enough. So he decided that he was gonna drive to Mobile. And the other man who had the same problem, we decided that we would just take him with us as well. Because we were in the same dilemma. And guys, I don't know why, but Delta seemed to have more flights leaving from Mobile. So they didn't have any more flights leaving from Kingston that day. And I was lucky enough because the flight that I had to catch in New York, I had a lot of time. Yeah guys, so anyways, we're on our way to Mobile. You get me? Everybody's okay. So because my boyfriend was driving that far, he decided to ask one of his friends to drive. So he picked him up from his house and he was coming with us as well. So guys, we're driving and everything is okay until we touch that new highway, guys. At this point in time, my boyfriend's friend was at the front driving. I don't know what happened, guys. I don't know what happened, but the car just started losing power and it just stopped. Like going up one of those hills on the highways, guys. There are so many hills on the, I don't even know what the name of the highway is, but apparently it does that a lot to people. But the car would not start. So we were there for some time trying other stuff. Then the road patrol guy came trying some other stuff and we were just there. Guys, I was like, is this bad luck or something? Because in all my years of knowing my boyfriend, that his car has never ever done that. Like he has had no problems with his van. And that one day that we decided to go to the airport, Stansted International Airport, that happened, guys. We've driven to Mobile already, but we didn't use the highway that time. So I don't know if it's that, I don't know exactly what it is. I still don't know what the problem is, guys. We were there because I was thinking, okay, it's gonna start back, you know, like it's gonna get better. But it didn't, guys. So the other guy, he's the one from the airport who missed his flight as well, person A, because he decided to call his brother who lives in Clarendon to come for us, you know. And like we were there because we were still trying stuff, but he called him in case it didn't work, because I thought it would work, guys. I honestly thought it would work. Guys, when we were there on the highway, there goes the Knutsford bus that I said that would be too late. I'm like, whoa, get me? So guys, eventually person B's brother came to pick him up. So my boyfriend and I decided that I was just gonna go with him to see if I could catch the flight, because I didn't want to miss the flight to China, because that flight was expensive. It was very expensive. It was over 100,000 and it was just one way. So that's the flight that I didn't want to miss. Like I didn't mind paying extra to try to catch that flight, guys, you know. So we're there and this guy's brother comes. I go with him to the airport because we weren't even far from the airport at that point in time. We weren't far. Yeah, it was just so sad. So we weren't far from the airport. It took us maybe 30 minutes. And guys, by the time I got there, the same thing happened. Like, we missed it by an hour. The same exact thing that happened in Kingston happened in Mobay. It was like maybe 55 minutes. It wasn't less than 45 minutes, guys. The same thing happened. The plane was there. They closed the counter. Yeah, it was so frustrating, guys. At that point, I started crying. Yeah, I started crying because like my boyfriend wasn't there because he was still with his van. And I was like, what am I gonna do? And Delta didn't have another flight leaving for that day. Again, it was the other morning, guys. But because I had the flight to catch to China, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to see if I can get another flight from another airplane company. You know, and I'm just saying, yo, I don't have any money, guys. And this man, he was a retired soldier or something like that. He used to serve in the American Army because while we were going, they were having conversations, exchanging contacts information as well. But I just don't remember his name. I don't have his information. My boyfriend did. And guys, if you don't believe in good people, just let me tell you that there are good people out there, guys. Still good people out there. This man bought my ticket from Caribbean Airlines. It was about $438, guys. This man just bought my ticket for me. Guys, I just wanted to cry because he wasn't even looking me. He wasn't making any passes at me. Guys, I was just so amazed. At the same time, I was so happy because I'm like, yo, God, throughout the many disappointments, you're still making a way. You know what I mean? He bought the ticket for me, guys, and he went home with his brother because he was returning to Atlanta. He didn't need to leave the same day, guys. Guys, the man bought the ticket for me. Yo, I couldn't believe it, guys. But yeah, it was $483. So guys, I got the flight and I got to New York on time. Now, upon New York, the immigration process was so freaking long. Guys, by the time I got through immigration, I was already cutting it short. I was maybe at 1 hour and 45 minutes before my next flight. And guys, I even wanted to eat something because I was so hungry at that point in time. But I was like, you know what, I need to catch this flight. Guys, so I came off the plane. When I finally came through immigration, I asked the nearest person. I was like, where's Air China? And they gave me directions, guys. And I got there as quickly as I could. They directed me to China Airlines, guys. When I got there, I was like, China Airlines, whoa. And I realized that the counter, like, no, there were no flights leaving. And I'm like, what am I doing here, guys? And JFK is a pretty big airport, guys. So China Airlines is different from Air China. So freaking annoying. So I realized it and I'm like, what am I doing at Air China Airlines? And I spoke to one of the janitors. I showed her my tickets and she was like, this is not where I'm supposed to be. So guys, by the time I go back over to Air China, because the airport is so big, I have 2 suitcases, plus my carry-on, plus my handbag, guys. And I'm just rushing to the Air China desk, guys. You don't believe what happened to me, guys. The same 1 hour issue. The same 1 hour issue, because I had like 50 minutes this time before the flight would leave. But the Air China completely closed off their desk by 1 hour. Or was it 1.5 hours? I was like, jeez. So guys, I went to the Air China place which was downstairs. The check-in was on the 2nd floor and like the Air China booth was downstairs, guys. And I was just there talking to the person. And because I booked my ticket through cheaper Air China told me that I had to contact them, guys. And I was just crying again. The same crying story, guys. I was just there crying, guys. And when I went back, and I got to an agreement. So my aunt was the one who had bought my ticket from New York to China. So I ended up paying $350 more to get the next flight, which would be the next morning, guys. And guys, honestly, like, I was just so pissed and frustrated. I was like, is this a sign? Should I just go home? What should I do? What the hell is wrong? Like, I just keep missing these flights. And I ended up calling my aunt. the one who bought the tickets, and my other aunts. And guys, I really thank God for the family that I have. They're so supportive, guys. My aunts were at work at that point in time. And guys, while I was at the airport, my cousin was leaving for a flight to Jamaica that day. So I actually saw her at the airport, guys. Her friend was taking her to the airport because she was leaving for Jamaica that day. So when she dropped her off, I went with her and she took me to my family's house in New York, guys. Guys, at that point in time, I was just so happy to be sleeping somewhere, you know what I mean? I was just so happy to be around people that I know. I was just crying my eyes out. My eyes were swollen and everything. Like, my family were so supportive, especially my aunt. You know, they were saying like, you know, don't worry about it, you know, and stuff like that. And because I had the flight the next day, guys, it was late in the evening the next day, my aunt actually took me shopping before I would leave for China. So she took me to the dollar store, guys, and you know, I didn't spend any money at all. Like, she bought everything for me from the dollar store, and she took me to some other stores as well, and I'm really appreciative of that, and I really thank her for that, guys. Yeah, guys, so the next day my aunt took me back to the airport to catch the flight. I don't remember if it's my aunt or I took a taxi. So it's been so many times, I don't remember. I've traveled back and forth. So I've traveled back and forth to China so many times from New York. I don't remember. But you know, like, everyone was like, boy, Monique, please don't miss this flight. Please don't miss this flight. And I'm like, yo, I can't miss this flight. This flight was over 100,000 and I had to pay like 40,000 again to change it to catch another flight. There is no way I'm going to miss this flight. And I went to the airport extremely early, guys. And because I had already known where the counter was, you know, I was just like right there waiting, guys. So yeah, that's how I came to Japan. And